So, Matt Damon. Poor Matt Damon. He's in a lot of trouble. Seems like he's facing losing work and all that stuff. And I'm sure you're wondering, what is it that Matt Damon did? Who did he touch inappropriately? Fucking nobody. All he said was, I think we should call a rape, and a booty grab. But I guess it's all the same thing now.
Oscar winner Matt Damon is being lambasted by actress Minnie Driver for his tone-deaf comments on sexual misconduct.
Tone-deaf. Was he really tone-deaf? Or are you guys all being tone-deaf?
Matt Damon recently gave an interview to ABC News where they asked him how he felt about all the allegations and the discipline that subsequently is following. And he said, sexual assault and sexual harassment are different and don't carry the same seriousness.
Yep.
Now, this infuriated Minnie Driver, who not only starred in a movie with Matt Damon, but also dated Matt Damon many years ago. And she says on Twitter, God, seriously. Okay, so we're gonna get into this, but Matt Damon has been in and out of the box sphere and out of the atmosphere with Harvey Weinstein since the Harvey Weinstein allegations. You know, Harvey Weinstein greenlit Ben Affleck and Matt Damon's movie Good Will Hunting, which they won an Oscar for almost 18 years ago, more than 18 years ago. And so some people are saying that Matt Damon's complicit. Seriously, man,
it's Harvey Weinstein, he approved Good Will Hunting. And Matt Damon was in Good Will Hunting. So Harvey Weinstein and Matt Damon raped Kevin Bacon. Like, I don't understand how these degrees of separation and everybody's just a rapist because they connect to somebody somewhere. Or complicit. Because everybody knows. Because he's fucking raping girls on the set. Because that's how that happens in Hollywood. No. It's still a secret thing. They don't just fuck them in the middle of this. Whatever. Well, yeah, everybody knows everything. Sure, why not?
That Matt Damon is beholding to Harvey for his career, which I kind of agree with, and that Matt Damon knows more than he's leading on.
Because he worked with the guy. I work with a lot of people. Don't know what most of them do in their personal life. The fuck do we expect Hollywood to be any different?
Minnie Driver told The Guardian that his comments were utterly tone-deaf and systematically part of the problem. She goes on to say, quote, I've realized that most men, good men, the men that I love, there is a cutoff. They simply cannot understand what abuse is like on a daily level.
I'll tell you what. A lot of you women don't understand what abuse is like on a daily level. Because you're just oversensitive pieces of shit.
I honestly think that until we get on the same page, you can't tell a woman about their abuse. A man cannot do that. No one can. It is so individual and so personal. It's galling when a powerful man steps up and starts dictating the terms, whether he intends it or not. I agree.
Yeah, well, I disagree. Just because somebody points out that getting your butt patted is a hell of a lot less bad than being violently penetrated by another person. I don't think that's dictating terms, you fuck. That's pretty much stating fact.
This is a conversation we've had a lot here on Pop Culture. Day in and day out. Yeah, where what is worse? What is worse? Patting someone on the butt,
right,
which is a form of sexual assault and sexual misconduct, or flat out raping and molesting someone. What the fuck is? How do I even say? You're a fucking idiot. That you just pieces of shit. Every fucking one of you. Every fucking one of you. It's far worse to be raped.
Yeah, I mean, I think this article kind of gets to the heart of the problem, is that as a society, how do How do you decide what's worse?
Boy, I don't know. The degree of violence involved, injury that may occur. Not a whole lot of people getting patted on the ass, then having to have their shit sewn shut again. Are you fucking kidding me?
And you know, it's easy to be on the outside and be like, oh, well, that's not as bad as that, or that's not as bad as this. But to the person who it's happening to, regardless of if it's, you know, sexually explicit words or, you know, explicit touching, to them, it feels the same. It feels extremely violating. You know, you feel less of a person, you feel smaller, you just feel violated overall. And I think
because I feel violated. And I would imagine a person who's raped feels violated. Okay, I get it now. Yeah, clearly they're the same. They carry the same, you know, violated feeling. So yeah, I totally get it now. Now it makes sense.
Because this happens to women more, I mean, there are men who this happens to, but because this is such an epidemic that happens to women mainly, women obviously, you know, feel like they know that all this is equally bad. Whereas men, you know.
What, we're able to look at it realistically? We don't consider every goddamn thing a violent crime? Is that the difference? Do you guys think someone looking at you is equivalent to being held down and raped? No, we just don't see it. It's a problem with, we just don't see it as the same thing. Yeah, that's right, 'cause it ain't.
They're like, oh, well, this maybe wouldn't be as bad because it doesn't happen to them as much.
Right.
They don't know what it feels like to be, you know, touched inappropriately as much as women. And they don't know what it feels like to be catcalled on the street and you know, you feel unsafe about it.
Sure.
No. Maybe I don't know what it's like to have that happen every day. But I have had it happen before. And I would say that having it happen every day would be far preferable to being raped. I don't know if I would trade this in.
Hey, look at that. It's $5,000.
For being raped. I think I'll take being said hi to on a regular basis. Yeah, much preferable.
So because of that, and because, you know, there are a lot of men that are in positions of power, they don't quite understand that this feels equally as bad to the victim, regardless of where it is on the spectrum, as he calls it.
Mm-hmm. You know, I would love for you to go to an actual fucking rape victim and tell them, yeah, I get catcalled, and you know, it's the same thing. They're gonna look at you like you're the biggest fucking asshole in the world.
Well, Darren, the thing that Minnie Driver uniquely says that she's friends with Matt Damon. Mm-hmm. She loves Matt Damon. That's a friend of hers. So when he said these things, I think it was an even deeper dig.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because this was someone that she expected more from.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he expects a lot fucking more from her, too.
Matt said a lot of things in the interview, but one of the things he also said was both these behaviors need to be confronted and eradicated without question, but they shouldn't be conflated, right? So, I mean, let's just be real. There are people who share Matt Damon's sentiment.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
But I think that when you are a powerful person, as Minnie Driver says, you have a unique responsibility to, one, watch what you say, because your words are power. Words influence people. And there's people that
Yeah. Search real hard for a way to not call everybody watching you fucking sheep.
Can think for themselves, but look to others for that guidance.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
that to validate their thought process, or to say, okay, well, it's like if Oprah says, hey, I love bread. I eat bread, and you're gonna start thinking, oh my gosh, I guess I like bread too.
Yeah.
Oprah likes it because they wield that much power.
Yeah, I think it was like the second time I watched this, I saw that it was a Young Turks fucking spin-off or whatever. And I was like, oh, that's how they're this stupid.
Minnie Driver went on to say, in addition to her first statement, if good men like Matt Damon are thinking like that, then we are in a lot of fucking trouble. We need good, intelligent men to say this is all bad across the board. Condemn it all and start again.
It is all bad across the board. I don't think there's anybody not saying it's bad all across the board. I believe Matt Damon said all needs to be eradicated. But let's be real. Catcalling, not as bad as rape. I don't think it's a fucking stretch to say that. And I think it's goddamn insulting to actual rape victims to trivialize their experience to a degree to where you're saying, oh, I was patted on the ass. It's the same thing, right? Fuck you!
I felt that what Matt Damon was saying was an Orwellian idea, and we are all equal except that some of us are more equal than others.
Yeah.
No. What you're saying is the Orwellian idea.
I don't know. I don't think, I think, right, you can't tell someone, you don't have, it's like someone telling me how to be black. Like, how are you going to tell me how to be a black man?
Seriously, man, the Young Turks. So, okay, yeah, okay. So saying that being patted on the ass isn't as bad as being raped, it's like telling him how to be a black. What in the fuck does that have to do? How does it even compare? How does it even compare? You're a fucking idiot.
Like
exactly.
when you don't know my experience,
how to act and how to be.
Like
exactly.
So for someone to say, oh well, someone patting you on the butt is nowhere near being raped or nowhere near being molested, which they're all bad. I would never ever say one is worse than the other because they're all traumatic to some people on certain levels. You know.
I have no problem saying that being patted on the ass is far more preferable to being raped. I just understand like violence, I guess. I get how violence works. And when you're holding somebody down, ripping their clothes off, and raping them while they're fighting back, injuries get occurred there. You don't generally fight back when somebody pats you on the ass. Usually it happens so fast you barely even know. You ever heard somebody describe a rape that way?
So, but Minnie has a great point, and I'm glad that she didn't let that derail her from how she truly felt, because she's still in the business. Matt Damon is a power player in Hollywood.
And so is fucking Minnie Driver. Shut the fuck up.
Even though some of his movies, have flopped.
Yeah.
But he's still someone who holds a lot of weight.
He does. And, kind of going along with what we're saying, I found this survey from the National Sexual Violence Resource Center that basically shows, and, back to my point, that men are less likely to recognize acts of sexual assault and verbal harassment.
No, I think we're just far more likely to call it correctly. How about that?
Only 48% of men said that unwanted verbal remarks that are provocative or unsolicited are an act of sexual violence.
It's because it's not an act of sexual violence. Frankly, it's fucking sad that such a high percentage think that saying something to somebody is equivalent to violence. That's actually quite fucking depressing to me that 40-some% would say that it is. That's sad.
And overall, the overarching theme of this was basically that women can recognize it a lot better than men. And men sometimes are a little bit fuzzy on it, don't quite know if that is, considered harassment or sexual assault.
Oh my God, it's like I recognize it just fine. Well, stop saying that I don't recognize it. I recognize it just fine. You don't recognize it. You are the one that's listing every fucking interaction between two people where one doesn't like it. An act of physical violence, act of sexual violence. It isn't violence. I see it just fine. You're the one with the problem.
So I think that kind of gets to the root of the problem, is that there is a lot of fuzzy lines in this. And
No. There are exactly zero fucking fuzzy lines between catcalling and rape. There's a really big, giant, thick, hard fucking line between those.
where you draw the line to say this is sexual assault, this is sexual harassment. But I think that, overall, we need to all agree that it all is bad and all needs to go away.
Yes, it's all bad and it all needs to go away. I agree with you there.
Catcalling is something that people are. I had a conversation with a friend a couple days ago about catcalling because she felt that catcalling is acceptable. That as long as you're not being physically touched, you're not being physically handled, that catcalling is all right. How do you feel about that?
Everybody watch this. This is where it becomes the stupidest fucking meme in the goddamn world.
For me, I don't let a lot of things get to me.
Like rape. She doesn't let rape get to her.
I think it depends on what they're saying.
Yeah.
Except, it's all sexual violence, so, I guess it just kind of depends on the rape, sometimes it affects me, sometimes it doesn't.
I've had people be like, oh my gosh, or guys say, wow, you're so pretty. Like, okay, that's fine. But if somebody is, describing me in a sexual manner, that makes me feel extremely uncomfortable. Especially when I go out, I'm usually wearing just like sweatpants and a sweatshirt.
See, and it's this kind of horse shit that makes me think, fuck, you're lying. You're fucking lying. If usually when you go out, you're wearing sweatpants and a sweatshirt, ain't nobody saying a good goddamn thing to you. Unless you're in an extremely bad neighborhood, in which case, what the fuck do you expect?
So I'm like, okay, I'm fully dressed. They literally have no idea, what my body looks like or, anything like that, but they're still sexualizing me, and like that makes me feel uncomfortable. So
yeah, like a rape. Yeah, I understand. Makes you feel like you were raped. You're saying that's equivalent. I get what you're saying. Do you understand what you're saying?
And that also gets to the point where everybody's different. Everybody is okay with, different levels of catcalling or, I don't even know.
Yeah, she doesn't even know. Everybody's okay with different levels of rape. Some people are okay with this level of rape, and some people are okay with this level of rape. It's kind of like saying one level of rape isn't as fucking bad as the other, and where the catcalling is that level of rape that isn't as fucking bad. You realize how fucking stupid you people are.
No, but
I didn't. Yeah, no, you make sense. I don't get catcalled often, but that to me wouldn't bother me because I know that on my personal space isn't being invaded.
Yes.
See, like that, being raped in that way, that doesn't bother him. If it's just somebody talking to him, as long as it's not somebody actually invading his physical space, he's okay with that rape. Because, that rape, not as bad.
Exactly.
But with the hypersensitivity, with the rightful hypersensitivity of
the rightful hypersensitivity. He's sitting here saying, that rape's not as bad. But everybody's right to be hypersensitive. You're talking shit on the hypersensitivity thing when you're saying, I don't really care so much, I don't think it's as bad, when you're arguing that it's all equally as bad.
What's going on, I think that it's all becoming like, listen, you need to just be aware. I think awareness is where we lie on that. You just be aware and you got to put yourself in the shoes of the other person.
Yeah, I'm putting myself in the shoes of both other people, and I think to myself, well, I don't know if I like that, as opposed to crying in a fucking shower for hours because I just can't wash the smell of the guy off of me. Come the fuck on. You should think in the other person's shoes. Maybe you should try thinking of the person of the one that was actually fucking raped.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
think about, because you can't, again, tell someone how to feel about something.
Oh no, apparently you fucking well can. I have to feel that catcalling somebody is equivalent to being raped. You're telling me how to feel. You ever notice how that's the thing with the whole social justice thing? They say one thing, and then they work really hard to disprove it, and then they tell you a whole bunch of catchphrases that make no fucking sense.
It's like these people apologizing for, oh, I'm sorry that you felt that way. It's like, no, I'm sorry that I made you feel that way, and I need to have onus of it.
Seriously, man, this is a subject that gets me all fucking worked up. And it gets me all fucking worked up because it's goddamn insulting. It's goddamn insulting. I would love love to be enough of an asshole, or I guess wealthy enough of a person to where I could get together a whole bunch of actual legitimate raped individuals. They don't all have to be women, you know? And I want to get some of these assholes together. Somebody said, "Hey, baby," to me on the street. That's the same. I want to get all these assholes together. And I want to just sit them in a room together. And watch as these fucking idiots try to tell them, "Oh yeah, it happened to me too." "Oh really? What happened to you?" I was standing by the water cooler and Mr. Phillips came by and he kind of pinched my bum as he walked by. He didn't even acknowledge me as a person. He didn't even look at me when he did it. He just pinched my bum. And then here, have some woman say, "Oh yeah, well, my experience with my rape was a little bit different. Got dragged into an alley and punched a whole bunch, and then he forced his dick into my ass repeatedly. It wasn't very fun. I'd have preferred to get the pinch." I think a lot of them would be sitting around going, "Yeah, I'd prefer the pinch on the bum." Dude, I looked at James yesterday. James was over hanging out. I looked at James and I was teasing him, about playing a game or whatever, because he's not as good as me. But of course, he has like 50 hours less in the game than I do, so what do I expect? But I just tease him just for the fun of it, right? Just raping him for the hell of it. So, I'm in the midst of raping James violently, and I looked at him and I said, "Dude, would you trade being made fun of? Like nobody can ever make fun of you again. For any reason whatsoever, no matter how stupid it is you do, nobody will ever make fun of you again. And all you need to do is just be raped once." And he like went, "Yeah." He's like, "I actually had to kind of think about it, but I didn't have to think very long. No, I'll keep getting made fun of. That's fine." Like, seriously, man. Like, I don't understand how people can sit there and, because either these people really believe this shit, in which case that's really sad, or they're being told by their bosses, "You need to go out there and figure out a way how to make this argument work." Man, there's no way I could seriously look into a camera and go, yeah, it's all equivalent. It's all the same thing. Being raped, just as bad as being catcalled. There's no way I could say that with a straight face. How the fuck do they do it? I don't know. But yeah, it's fucking Matt Damon. Poor Matt Damon. He's just saying what he thinks. And now he's going down with the rest of them. And you know what's funny? Because he's going down at the same time as everybody else. What do you think the story on Matt Damon's going to be 10 years down the road? "Oh yeah, he's not working anymore because he was caught with all the sexual predators. He's going to be lumped right in with everybody else. It ain't even going to fucking matter. Because it's all the same, right?" This used to be me. A sad, sad puppy. No food in the fridge, holes in my pillowcase, and all out of... Recently, things have been going great. You all have helped me out a lot. Now I have a fridge full of takeout, new pillowcases, and let's be honest, I'm never out of... But the reason that things have changed around for me like that is because I've had a lot of pressure taken off of me for buying stuff for making videos for you guys. You guys helped me buy a new capture box when my old one broke. You helped me buy a new PC when the other one turned into poop. And you helped me get to Perfect Circle concerts so that I could share that experiences with you guys. Recently I've kind of had to change the way I do things, but I found another way. You can find me on Maker's Support. I have a link in the description, and if you'd like to donate money to keep this sort of thing going, then that's where you can do it. Thank you very much. Have a good day. I hope you have fun.